Praise the Lord and pass the ammo. Stars, stripes, and camo. There's a price to be paid to stay free. Pass me the ammo, ain't afraid to fight. Pass me the ammo, ain't afraid to cry. Pass me the ammo, ain't afraid to die. I do it for my family and do it for my pride.
Good evening. My name is Anatoly Anatolisa, and this is Patriots Must Rise. Welcome to the bunker. If you recall, in 2020 all the way through 2022, the tyrant Joe Biden and his administration fired career military for standing up for their rights and refusing to take a toxic vaccine. A vaccine that was literally designed to kill them. Now that Joe Biden and his administration has systematically put us into World War III, the Army's recruiting numbers are so low that the very people that they discharged from the military for disobeying an unlawful order, which is actually a violation of the military code of conduct, because the officer or the personnel are only obligated to obey any lawful order. They are recruiting very low, thanks to the trans policies, the woke agendas that are very clear throughout our country now. This Marxist agenda has diminished the number of people that are willing to actually serve in the military, diminished the number of people that are actually qualified to serve in potentially high security posts, and put us in a very weak state as far as our national defense. This intentional treason should be met with the execution of Joe Biden and his entire administration, along with any bureaucrat that actually followed the terrorist Anthony Fauci. With that, we are a crowd-funded podcast. The QR code up in the corner is a way for you to donate so we can keep going. So if you can, if you like, subscribe. It's very, very much helps the algorithm find us. We also have a newsletter that comes out with the release of every podcast episode. That newsletter is the citations and bibliography of the content that is found in the podcast. It is also vital information that you might find useful. that we didn't talk about on the podcast. We only have an hour's worth of bandwidth, and that is pretty much where we're going. Our broadcast time is every Tuesday at 8:30, 20-30 hours Pacific Standard Time. It might be a little bit earlier. I try to do a podcast starting at 8 o'clock, but 8:30 seems to be what time it goes to. So if you can, please participate in the chat. A lot of it is pre-recorded because what I do for a living makes it very difficult to actually maintain a schedule. But the computer does broadcast the live stream at 8:30. I know that down on the reader it says 20, which I should probably change, to be honest. Might as well do that now. But you also have an email address that you can find us with. Contact us for any questions. We would love to hear from you, and it is good to actually know that people are out there that are on the same page. So, with that, okay, that's better. It just changed to 8:30, 20-30 hours. All right. Next, there's been a lot of talk about Bin Laden's letter, and the leftist Gen Zers have commented about how well spoken it is and well thought out it is. And that doesn't raise flags. Okay. Keep in mind that Edward Snowden actually outed the whistleblower that said that letter was actually just a psyop on the American people by the CIA. But I want to talk to you about the fact that yes, Osama bin Laden was educated in America. He does speak English. But the problem that I see with the letter is the verb noun agreement. Anybody that has any experience with studying foreign languages knows that English and German are the only ones that actually put the noun after the verb. Everybody else says like Armistice Morte. Okay. Lethal weapon. Armistice is the weapon, and Morte is lethal. We can't trust the letter because of the fact that we don't see that. Keep in mind that he had not been in school in an English-speaking country for over 30 years. He's speaking, or Bin Laden's dead now, but when he was alive, he was speaking consistently in his native tongue to the people around him, and very, very little English. Because you write in the patterns that you speak, there should have been mistakes where the verb came after the noun. But no, this letter was perfect. It was taken down from the internet because it went viral. It was taken down because people had called out the fact that it was already brought up to be fake and proven to be fake. But the Gen Zers aren't seeing it. Instead, they're hailing Bin Laden as a hero, which is disgusting. He wasn't a hero. He was a CIA sellout, an asset for Intel. He was a sellout to his people. He was a sellout to his beliefs. And anybody that does that, well, considering the fact that we are talking about Gen Z liberal social justice warrior scum, they are anybody that will sell out like that is not worthy of life. With that, I just wanted to point out that there are a lot of inconsistencies with that letter, and the fact that it went viral again for the youngest working generation of our country to see, and for them to receive it in such a disgusting manner, is really a state. It shows where we're at with this country. We are at the brink of a revolution, and unfortunately, Gen Z doesn't have a chance because they have been snowflaked. All right. The next subject I want to bring up is the fact that with cloud mining crypto, there are a lot of scams, and these scams are brought up by people that don't necessarily understand what the asset is and how it works. Okay, I want to talk to you about Miner One, Crypto Farm, and Sky Miner. These are three that I use. There are links in the description to the newsletter, and the information is in the bibliography for the newsletter, if you're interested in signing up. I don't get a kickback from it. Okay. Miner one is really the oldest cloud mining that is still around. It's based out of Switzerland. They started out with Ethereum, and they actually have a really good reputation. People start calling it a scam because they charge you by the day to mine a certain amount of crypto. Well, where they start calling it a scam is that what they are charging isn't necessarily even close to what you would be receiving in crypto for that day. And the same goes for Crypto Farm. They will charge you by the month for the same kind of thing. SkyMiner is a lifetime thing once you actually buy the hash rate, and they charge you a one-time maintenance fee, which basically buys another server when you want to cash out. Which is completely fair as far as I'm concerned, because what's happening is you're receiving the crypto in your wallet. What you do with it after that point is really up to you. But the fact of the matter is you are receiving it. With the fluctuations of the crypto market, that flat rate for receiving the services to mine whatever crypto that you were actually mining could be far less than what you're actually receiving, or far more. But you are receiving the crypto. And keep in mind, the closer you get to that decimal point, the closer you get to a full Bitcoin. A full Bitcoin right now is at 40 grand. Okay. So yeah, you might be receiving a couple dollars every day or whatever. But put together in your wallet, one day you look at it and you realize that, oh my God, I've got $39,000 that I can access right now and buy a car. I can put down a down payment on a house or whatever. A lot of people are talking about gold and how we need to invest in solid investments. I invest in real estate. Gold is bulky. It makes you a target for theft, and it makes it very difficult to actually make a fair transaction. Most of the time, you're overpaying when you're trying to actually use it. We don't need that. What we do need is the stability of having the income. Now, don't get me wrong, crypto does not offer stability. But then again, neither does the US dollar. gold does, but at the same time, where are you going to find an honest broker to actually receive the gold to change it to a currency that you can use? That's where I stand with gold. I've talked to you guys about survival in the coming days, coming hours, and what kind of challenges we'd be looking at in an urban warfare situation, because that's really what we'd be looking at. I did an experiment a month ago. I bought a case of MREs. I measured out how much each MRE was actually offering you as far as food goes. And really the only benefit of the cost of an MRE is the fact that it's sealed in such a way that you can keep it on the shelf for 25 years. Well, at $20 an MRE, you can actually go to the dollar store, buy everything that's in the package of an MRE for about $5, and you actually get more food. The only drawback is it's all in cans. I just wanted to point that out to people, because a lot of people are emailing me and asking me about the experiments with the MREs and stuff that I've written about in the newsletter. And that's really what it turned out to be. If you plan it out, you can do a lot better than what you would with even the civilian style MRE. The actual military stuff is even worse, because the stuff that ends up going into retail is outdated. It gets cheaper as it gets older, but you don't know what condition it was in with the box. So with that, I just want you to keep that in mind. All right. That's what I have for today. I think it's very important that people understand that we are in basically a DEFCON 3 situation. We are on the brink of a global thermonuclear war at this point. And we have to be willing to defend and prepare our families for what is to come. So, until next time, I am Anatoly Anatoly. This is Patriots Must Rise. Please, live free, die well, and love your neighbor as Christ has loved you. All clear, sir.